Welcome to the latest edition of the Jet Setter video blog series. This week we preview the Cardinals, and you get to see Tyson go on a rant.
If you say playoffs one time during this, one time, I'm coming to a bar of brawling.
Playoffs? Nobody's talking about playoffs.
Dude, I'm telling you, no, seriously.
All right, before we get into the Cardinals, let's talk about recent Jet news. Fireman Ed is stepping down. What are your thoughts?
I think it sucks, to be honest with you. I mean, you can either love or hate Fireman Ed, but the one thing is, it's tradition. You go to a Jet game, he gets the place rocking. I mean, it's tradition. So over the years, kids like seeing him. And the funny thing is, most of the people that bash him are the same ones when they see him. Oh, can I get a picture real quick? Can I go hang? I mean, everybody's got a picture with the guy. So I think it sucks. I think the environment in the stadium sucks right now. It's gotten out of control. And the one thing is, like, that one video that was released, I'm sure you've seen it by now, where the fans are heckling the players, and and everyone's like, oh, it's so disgusting and so disrespectful. It is bad. But there's two things with that. The Jets sold access to those. They sold those seats to those fans right by the locker room. You're going to get that no matter where you are. And that same scene happens all across the NFL. Philly, Cleveland. If you show me a bad team, I will show you that same video happening in every stadium. It's what happens. It's the environment in the NFL right now. So while it's embarrassing and things like that, it's what happens now. You have an alcohol-fueled environment where it's not made for families anymore. Women and children shouldn't go because it's not fun anymore. You know, people are yelling, cursing, and last week was the worst against the Patriots. So I don't blame Fireman Ed, to be honest with you. You know, he tries to support his team. Believe it or not, he's actually a very good ambassador for the team. I mean, I saw him in Canton for Curtis Martin's Hall of Fame ceremony.
At the charity event?
Charity events. He's always around. I mean, what he does on his own time, if he gets paid for appearances, I honestly don't care about that. That's up to him. Me, hey, make money off it. I don't. But you know, it's like at games, he does his job. He's a good ambassador for the team. He gets the place loud. And when he wasn't there, they had some girl in a pink hat with the. I mean, it wasn't loud. It was. So I think it stinks. He did his job. I mean, he made the place good, and to see him go, kind of, it just sucks. And I'm thinking he probably will come back next year because he's gonna get a lot. He's gonna probably feel the passion from the real true fans that are there to actually know what he brings to the table. But it's a sad state for the Jets, the fan base, and for the NFL for that matter.
Well, talk about what you saw at the game. Did you think it was the season holders that were just picking the fights, or is it people that bought the tickets off StubHub?
That atmosphere last week on Thursday was embarrassing. It was the fans were drunk. I mean, listen, I can drink my share of beers. I love to have fun, get rowdy, and yell. But when you start cursing at each other, throwing fists, pushing, yelling, I mean, that's not a game experience anymore. It's not pleasant for anybody. And I mean, I saw what happened to Fireman Ed. I mean, I don't blame him for leaving. I wanted to leave, and I mean, I'm sitting there just watching things happen. And I wanted to leave. It's just not fun. It's just really not. And it's embarrassing. And you know, the security should come in and say something. They don't say anything. They kind of sit and watch. Oh, you know, let's wait till the first punch is thrown before we throw somebody out. It's a hostile crowd, and it's inexcusable. A lot of it's alcohol related. And you know what? It's never going to change. It's just not, because alcohol drives sales. It gives money for everybody else, and it's the way it goes.
Well, there's a growing notion among the fans that the next game should be boycotted. Do you agree?
No. What is it going to solve? Everybody boycott the game. Everybody that bought your tickets, already paid for your tickets, don't go to the game. What does that tell Woody Johnson? He made his money on you already. And so what? It's half empty. So he doesn't sell as many beers as he usually does. It's not going to send a message to him. He knows his team sucks. It's no secret. I mean, you think he doesn't know in this market with this fan base that his team is awful? He knows that it's no secret at this point. So you don't go to the game, it's not going to prove a goddamn thing to anybody. So, I mean, that's what you want to do. More power to you. But for $120 a ticket, $100 a ticket, if I pay for it, you might as well go. You know, and don't be a jerk and boo everything. Enjoy the game, enjoy the fans, enjoy the tailgate, and just have it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. It really is. To have it be so consumed where your life evolves around every play, where you can't sleep for 3 days after this is over, it's kind of over the top for me. I mean, because the next day when we all leave, we have to go to work. These players, they go out and hang out with their families. I mean, they're humans. I mean, it seems like it's gone over the top at this point. So boycotting the game makes absolutely no sense. Woody Johnson made his money off you. You already paid for your ticket. So go to the game and enjoy it. If you want to boo, boo. I mean, don't punch anybody, but and that's it. Woody Johnson knows changes need to be made. You already know it's accomplishing absolutely nothing.
All right, on to Rex Ryan. It seems he's finally given up playoff talks.
He should.
Do you agree with the way he's addressing the team's decline?
Rex Ryan made his name for being a fiery, passionate coach. That was his bravado is what sold everybody. It sold his players. It would have had guys wanting to come play here, and it had the fans believing in him. Now he comes to his press conference. He's like, well, golly gee shucks, and we got to watch the tape. And all. Dude, seriously? How about this, Rex? How about you come in and you punch the friggin' podium? How about you demand change from his players? Stop fumbling the friggin' ball. Stop blowing coverage. Show some anger. Show some, like, his passion is gone. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a passionate coach, but he's so like, oh, I'm sorry, and we're going to work better, and we had the best week of practice ever. Big deal, dude. That's not doing jack shit for this team anymore. So it's like, all right, just come in, show some fire. Show, like, even Herman Edwards had a great speech. The whole play to win the game. Even he showed some, like, when times got tough, he got pissed off. Rex Ryan is almost regressing in terms of his animated character. So show me that. And same thing for Sanchez, too. We got to look at the film and correct our mistakes. How about you show some leadership? Be pissed off. The fans are pissed, and what you're doing is inexcusable. Give me something more than what you're doing.
Well, do you think he's checked out? Do you think he's just accepted the fact that he's getting fired?
I don't think he's how to handle it. I don't think he knows what to do at this point. I think he's defeated. He knows, like the rest of us know, there's no immediate answer. There is no quick fix for this team. You can bring in Tebow, McElroy, Glenn Foley, Ray Lucas. Doesn't matter who you bring in as a Jet. It's not happening. So he knows right now there's no quick fix for this team. How does he handle it, though? So now he's trying to appease everybody and try to say the right things. And I would go the complete opposite. Just call it for what it is. We suck. This guy's not playing. We'll call people out. And cut somebody. If you had to cut somebody, cut somebody. I mean, Aaron Maven, big deal. Make a prominent cut. Say, you know what? I'm tired of you taunting when we're down by 20 and you can't cover your friggin' receiver. I mean, do something where you're showing your leadership and your power, and don't be a peasant. Can you tell I'm pissed off, dude? Like every other Jeff fan in this world, I've just had it with this whole disaster.
Well, I know everybody that I've talked to is just it's not.
It's embarrassing.
Mad. It's just a disappointed defeatedness. I feel from everyone, just disappointed. But talking about Mark Sanchez now, he's getting the heat from the fan and the media again.
Rightfully so.
Can he recover? What does this do to a quarterback?
He's lost. He's lost it. He is now. I mean, what do you do with him at this point? The minute he throws an incomplete pass, especially at home, he's gonna get booed. I mean, and his receiving core is like Manny Moe and Jack. I mean, you don't know who the hell's gonna be there anymore. But what do you do with him? I mean, you're stuck with him next year. I mean, he's just lost, man. You almost feel for him because there's nothing he can do that's gonna make it worthwhile. I don't know. What do you do with him? I don't know what you even do with him at this point. His confidence is shot. The play calling's a joke, and he's got no receivers.
Honestly, at this point, if you almost have to consider getting rid of the entire coaching staff, starting afresh, sometimes a reboot on the OC, your head coach.
Honestly, in my personal opinion at this point, as a guy that likes Sanchez, change of scenery is the best for him, and it's not going to happen. So now you have a quarterback that's battered and beaten, trying to salvage anything he can at his team, and it's not going to work.
Well, he's guaranteed $8 million next year.
He's coming back next year. Unless some miracle happens or the Jets are willing to eat a ton of salary cap, which I'm not going to do. But your supporting cast isn't where it needs to be. Your coaching staff's not where it needs to be. He's just, I don't see it. I mean, I feel bad for the guy at this point because he's not going to salvage it. His confidence is shot.
Well, it's impossible to get through a talk without talking about Tebow. Do you agree with the way...
Is Rex Ryan serious with the way he handles Tim Tebow and the cracked ribs? What a clown. What an absolute joke that was. So Tim Tebow's got cracked ribs. He barely practices. He can't throw a ball. And you had Greg McElroy deactivated last week. He wasn't even active. So if Sanchez gets hit and gets hurt, which is a clear possibility because Austin Howard can't block. The Austin Howard that blocked Wayne Hunter who couldn't block? That guy. He can't block anybody. So Sanchez gets hurt. You're going to bring in Tebow with cracked ribs when you have a healthy Greg McElroy in the roster. Seriously? Rex Ryan? Roster management? Understanding your personnel? Anyway, Tim Tebow, what are you going to do with him? You want to play him and do what?
You got to
You want to let him play and throw the ball around? You want to let him run his little dive into the line? What do you want to do with him?
We know Jacksonville wants him. Whatever you get for
You
him,
don't know
get for him.
anything. Why would Jacksonville want him? Chad Henne's playing his ass off.
Yeah.
There's no.
That changes everything.
You brought in
actually.
Tim Tebow for what? To be a backup quarterback and punt protector. The problem is he's not a quarterback. So if you're going to make a change, it's to McElroy. Tebow, it's a gimmick at this point. He can't throw the ball consistently, and now with his cracked ribs and all this other nonsense, dude. They can do whatever they want with him, but if he's got cracked ribs, he's not going to run the ball. If he does, I mean, good for him, but that's not going to happen. So what are you going to do with him? You want to start him? No. It's McElroy. It's either McElroy or let Sanchez get the hell beat out of him and be out for the season. The old saying goes,
if you're going to lose young.
That's it.
All right, well, let's move on to Arizona now. Next week's opponent.
What a great matchup this is, right? 2 4-7 garbage teams.
Well, as you said, the Jets take on the 4-7 Arizona Cardinals. How does the Jets' offense approach that defense? Because that is a bit of a strong point. Arizona's defense is not bad.
Not bad. They're very good. I mean, they're loaded. Darrell Washington's got, 9 sacks? And their secondary, Adrian Wilson, Kerry Rhodes, a Jet favorite of all time. Patrick Peterson's no joke. Quentin Groves just lights everybody up. But you know what you do, Neil? This is what you do on offense. You know what this is? This is a football. You do not fumble this. You do not throw this away. You hold on to it. That's how you start this game. This is your friend. Just don't it's seriously. We're down to football 1-on-1 with this team. You're laughing because you know you're a Giant fan and you know that. So what you watch right now is absolute joke on offense. So you tell Mark Sanchez, do not fumble this. Every receiver, you want to catch this with both hands, Stephen Hill, and hold on to the friggin' ball. That's what you want to do. And Sean Green, you know what? When you take this, run hard with it. Don't lose it. That's it. This is your friend. That's the first thing you do. What's your next question? Seriously.
Well, it appears that the Jets could be without Chad Schillings and Clyde Gates.
You're nervous now, aren't you? Because now you're like, what's going to happen
he
next?
He threw the football at a camera, man. Oh, my God.
I don't care anymore.
That's outstanding. Can the Jets even establish a passing game without those two?
So let me get this straight. Not only is Sanchez struggling, and you have Austin Howard who can't block, your receivers, now that Clyde Gates will probably be out, and Chad Schillings is out. So you have Stephen Hill, who drops a lot of passes, Curley, who's very good, and then who? Marty Gilliard, who we signed today. Outstanding, right? So, passing game and all sincerity, you got to go maybe tight ends, Dustin Keller, Jeff Cumberland.
Well, is Keller playing this week?
He's playing, I guess. I mean, who knows at this point? I mean, what you do is you go to the game. When they line up, you take your manual out and be like, who's this guy? Number 89. That's not Jason Hill. He just got cut. The passing game's a disaster, and especially against this defense, who's very good against the pass. We're joking around, but dude, Darrell Washington will light somebody up. He's no joke. So
and Peterson will take it back to the house.
You have a solid secondary against inexperienced receivers. Like Stephen Hill, I'm not sure how he's going to get open. And then Adrian Wilson will light you up. And I mean, they have to pass the ball on Sunday. All jokes aside, it's not going to be easy.
All right, flipping the defense. You play against.
Hold on, but let's say this on offense too: is you got to try to run the ball at some point. I mean, you have to. If you do that, and it's got to be Joe McKnight. In my eyes, he's the most explosive guy.
The speed's apparent.
Injury, you got to do something. Sean Green falls down. They're bringing in Powell now, who they're excited about, but you need speed, and it's got to be quick passes and something else. But now, go ahead.
All right, flipping the defense. You're going against the rookie quarterback Ryan Lindley. He has a receiver, maybe a second receiver.
Are you discounting Michael Floyd from Notre Dame?
I would never.
Notre Dame, number 1 team in the country, playing for the BCS championship.
I would never discount an Irishman.
That's right.
But how does the defense approach attacking that offense with a rookie quarterback? Do they go after him?
Stop the run and go after him. I mean, pin your ears back. And while he struggled last week, he threw it for 300 yards. He can throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the receiver. And they got what? Andre Roberts, Fitzgerald, and you got Michael Floyd.
And Michael Floyd's developing very quickly.
But if you stop the run and then just go after him and try to confuse him, that's your best bet. You happen and hit him, and they maybe skill.
All right. With that said, the offense is ranked 31st in the league.
They're not good.
Does anybody on that offense scare you? Really?
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, if you give him time to throw the ball, look at the receivers. All right, you put Cromartie on Fitzgerald. It's not like Roberts and Michael Floyd can't light you up. I mean, the running game you can't be scared of. I mean, Beanie Wells is still Beanie Wells. He's average at best, But I mean, you can't at this point in the season as a Jet fan, you can't take anything for granted. You can't assume we can do anything right. So you got to assume. I mean, if you give him time to throw the ball, they can light us up.
Do you see any defensive players having a big game?
It's got to be Wilkerson, and he's been playing very well in all series. He's been playing very well. Kamari's got to play well. But you got to get pressure on him. I mean, and Demario Davis. I mean, you got some guys that really. But Wilkerson, who the way he's playing now, could have a big game. And it's got to be Kamari just in case they do have time to cover Fitzgerald and do his thing.
All right, give me a prediction.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, you look at it two ways. If they win this game, they're supposed to. If they lose this game, Rex Ryan should be fired. That's the way I feel. I mean, this team is a bad team. They've lost, 7 in a row at this point?
All right, give me a prediction. Come Monday morning.
Did they lose 7 in a row?
Yes.
Okay, Monday morning.
Monday morning. The Jets lost this game. Monday morning is Rex Ryan your head coach.
He shouldn't be.
I mean, but
this is a game. The Cardinals suck on the road. They've lost 7 in a row with a rookie quarterback who is not even credible. If you lose this game at home, something has to change immediately. And that's head coach, so be it. I don't, because the thing is, if you want to bring a new general manager in, he's going to fire the coach anyway. You want to bring in a whole new team. You're not going to bring in just a general manager and say, okay, you got to keep Rex. So my score, I think it's going to be a punt fest, to be honest with you. Flip a coin. I'll say 16-9 Jets. And that's because it's Sunday, and I'm just hoping, because I just don't want to be embarrassed anymore as I am now.
All right, nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm a Giant fan. Thanks. Thank you for watching our latest video. Before we go into how you can contact us, just do me one favor. Over the next couple weeks, Hurricane Sandy, there's a lot of benefits going on all along the Jersey Shore, from Point Pleasant to Seaside to Belmar, up to Union Beach, Hazlitt. So while people may have forgotten a little bit, there's a lot of fundraisers going on, a lot of events going on. So do what you can to give back. And these people, it's the holidays and everything else, so check it out and see what you can do. Other than that, jetsetter.com. You can find me on Facebook, Tyson Rauch, Twitter, TRauch21. That's off. I'm Tyson. See you guys next week.